School will soon be back in session locally. What law enforcement agencies will be on the lookout for, plus Jasper Mayor candidate Wayne Sheeter updates us on his campaign, and Purdue Extension intern Jessica Hope discusses dietetics tonight on Inform. All of that and much more is up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Hello, I'm Bradford Raths. We begin with Dubois County Sheriff's deputies warning drivers to be on the lookout as school starts back up and school buses once again will be on county roads. Sheriff's deputies say they will be concentrating patrol time on looking for any violations of state law on passing stopped school buses. The violation is a criminal offense in Indiana, and drivers that violate the law could be arrested. Now, the Sheriff's Department says it's their goal to have every child in the county get to school and back home again safely. Deputies say they'll need every driver on the road to help make that happen. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration has a few tips for being safe around school buses. These include not passing a school bus that is loading or unloading children, and traffic in all directions needs to stop when children are entering or exiting a school bus. The NHTSA says riding a bus to school is actually among the safest forms of transportation. The agency says riding the bus to school is 13 times safer than riding in a passenger vehicle and 10 times safer than walking to school. Children are in the most danger of getting hit by a passing motorist within 10 feet of a school bus. Most of the time, children are injured or even killed when they are outside of the bus and are hit by motorists that try to pass a stopped school bus. Now, students, faculty, and staff at all 5 local school corporations will be welcoming the 2015-2016 school year within the next week or so. Schools in the Southwest Dubois School Corporation in Huntingburg will open their doors tomorrow. Northeast Dubois' first day will be on Friday. Meanwhile, classes begin at North Spencer and to Southeast Dubois this upcoming Wednesday. Students in the Greater Jasper Consolidated School System begin classes next Thursday, August 13th, while the newly formed Holy Trinity Catholic School will kick off its first year next Thursday, the 13th as well. Dubois County Sheriff Donnie Lampert says the recent wave of police shootings across the country have his department on high alert. Of course, the Dubois County Council approved adding a second security officer for the county courthouse and courthouse annex earlier this week to help alleviate potential threats. Lampert says recent events dictated the need for the second security officer, and he says his department will continue working to ensure a major incident such as Chattanooga or Louisiana doesn't happen here.
Things like that you take personal because you took an oath to serve and protect the people. So any possible way that we can deter that from happening, whether it be by extra officers or just being, seen, makes a big difference, because that is something very heartfelt in each community, not just the community that it happened in.
Lampert says on a related note, Dubois County has been very fortunate through the years. He says having the Sheriff's Department in charge of courthouse security instead of the county commissioners will also make a difference. Now, there have been 215 mass shootings across the country since the beginning of the year. The most in 1 month to date happened in June, where more than 40 mass shootings were reported nationwide. Only 2 out of the 7 months completed thus far this year have seen less than 20 mass shootings reported. Those were in February and April. In the end, Lampert says more is needed, but his department is off to a good start with the added security officer.
There's a lot of things we need. However, when you look at the taxpayers' money and the budget where it's at, I'm absolutely happy, because not so much for me and my department, but for the people of Dubois County and the staff that works at the courthouse and here at the annex. I hope we can make a big difference in their feeling safe.
Again, the 2 security officers will go between the courthouse and the annex to provide more security. Lampert will also be cross-training several of his other deputies for courthouse security, so they could step into the role should one of the 2 officers be sick or go on vacation. America's top national crappie tournament fishing organization will make its return to Patoka Lake this fall for a tournament. Crappie USA Incorporated will be at Patoka Lake October 7th through the 10th. The tournament will be the Cabela's Crappie USA Classic with a pool of $100,000. First place winners in both the semi-pro and amateur divisions will also get a complete Ranger boat package, which will include a boat, Mercury motor, Minn Kota trolling motor, Humminbird electronics, and a trailer. A pre-tournament seminar will take place at the Ramada Jasper Inn and Conference Center coming up on Thursday, October 8th. That seminar goes from noon to 5 p.m. The Dubois County Visitors Center is sponsoring this event, and for more information you can call 800-968-4578 or you can go to visitduboiscounty.com. Entry fees will be $150 per team in the amateur division and $250 per team in the semi-pro division. And finally tonight, Indiana is one of 15 states planning to ask the courts to block the Obama administration's new Clean Power Plan for electric utilities. The states sued once before to stop the regulation. At that point, an appeals court ruled they had to wait until the rule was final. Attorney General Greg Zeller says the fact the court has heard the arguments already may speed up this process, but he says electric utilities will have to start taking action immediately to start toward compliance with the rule's 15-year deadline in case the courts uphold the EPA's authority. Zeller says the states will point to a Supreme Court ruling in an unrelated Clean Air Act case in which Justice Antonin Scalia wrote that when the executive branch claims to discover in a long-extant statute an unheralded power to regulate, we typically greet its announcement with a measure of skepticism. He argues the administration itself indicated a belief that it needed explicit authority to regulate carbon emissions by twice asking Congress to grant it before claiming it already had the authority it needs. And the states also contend the EPA did not follow proper procedure in publishing the rule. All right, coming up after the break, my interview with Jasper Mayor candidate Wayne Sheeter, and later, more on dietetics in tonight's Inform. We're back after this.